Popping collars. Remember that song?
Dog, that is a classic. That is one of the most classic Jamie Foxx episodes. People slept on that show.
Bro, he had so many of the like these are slaps, but they're like not real songs. Like the Roaches joint, that was fire.
Yeah.
Roaches. I think
What
it
was my
might.
man's joint? Jingles 2000?
Oh
The
yeah,
company he worked
yeah.
for?
I should make my publishing company Jingles 2000. That'd be hard.
You probably should. That would be fire. Man. All right, let's get into the
I think
get
we
into the
lost my
young
joint.
show.
My wait, it keeps saying I can't see the feed for some reason. Songs. Okay,
Wait, there
there
we
the
go.
Roaches. That was weird.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
YouTube,
we
we are
good.
here. Okay.
Yes, sir. We are here, just reminiscing about the dope Jamie Foxx sitcom
Roaches.
that people that people slept for. But man, let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of UnQuantized Podcast.
Sir.
Um, I am one of your hosts, Sound Oracle.
The
But
Oracle.
yes, sir. And over there, man, we got the young fly golf pro. In
Yes,
case
sir.
you don't know, my man is out there, not just eating the greens, he's playing on the greens. Young Triz over there. I see you
Really,
out here, man. I see you out here doing it PGA style.
bro. You know me, bro. I have a problem where it's like if I start something, it's like bad. I'm like hooked on it, and it's like golf is like my thing, bro. Like I'm playing 2 to 3 times a week, which is crazy. And I wish I could play more. If I could fit in more, and then that doesn't count the virtual at the crib playing. Yes,
Okay. I mean,
it's bad.
addiction is a serious topic, so we're gonna address it as such.
Hey, but I will say, somebody told me, dog, that most business and entertainment is done on a golf course or in a club. And the club is true. I know that for a fact. I've got so much business done in the club, even though the club is the worst place to do business. I don't know why we do that. It's horrible. It's hard to talk to people. You can't hear. You drunk. It's too much. But hip hop and clubs and doing business, it's a thing. And then the golf course. And I will say, it's a vibe so far. I'd have met some guapped up people, some interesting people, and like never would have networked them with them any other way. But just playing golf and we in the same class, or you run into some cool people, and you'd be surprised who out there. Bro, I done ran into some people out there. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know you play golf like that. They out here.
Hey, man, hype me up. Maybe I'll
Hey,
I'll get on it
I was about to
over
pull up
the.
on Beats by my bad. I mean, cut you. I was about to pull up on Beats by Jay Black. They up there now. And I was about to pull up on him and play, but I had to do the pod, man. So I had to be a responsible adult.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you gotta work. Meanwhile, over the last week, I did nothing of the sort. But what I did do was go to a very, let's say, culturally appropriate cookout yesterday because of the fourth. You know, you can go to a certain cookouts and they don't be right. I went to one of them ones that's the right one. The homie on the grill is one of them grill masters, right? So he's one of those. The crowd super live, everybody talking smack, doing some drinking, bruh. Great time,
Did the dude on
great
the grill
time.
have slides on? That determines how good the food is. If you got slides on, I guarantee you the food is gonna be charred to perfection. But if you ain't got the
He
slides on,
didn't.
I'm judging. Ooh,
He
see, I'm
didn't
judging.
have the slides on, but he was doing the electric slide,
Ooh, okay.
and he did make sliders.
Was it a lady there that had the jiggly arm that made potato salad?
Man, you know it.
See, that's when you know that potato
Looked like
salad
a
is
hawk just flapping with them
yeah.
joints.
She done been to church 20 weeks in a row. She ain't
Yeah,
missed a week. Only because she was sick. You know what I'm saying?
dog, that's a fact. But I mean, I had a good time, and I know I'm here fireworks for the next 30 days. And that's pretty cool. But then we might as well get into just telling people a couple of things that we're going to talk about today, because we got some cool topics. One of them is the art. It's a producer challenge. It's the art of sound placement, but it's really the producer challenge, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit later. A lot going on with Spotify, some stuff going on with SoundCloud.
Crazy.
We'll get into all that. But first, let's dive in, and you're gonna realize why that was such a great transition in a minute. Let's dive into some shenanigans over the weekend. Yo, you see Rick Ross?
Bro, that drink, his knee gave out. I've been there, bro. It's like my knee done gave out like that, but that was the worst time in dog for your knee to give out. You got to have a pep talk with your knee after that. Like, come on, bro. Like, then with everybody watching, this is the time you choose to give out on me. You know,
Dog. Yo, my man said, I forgot what he called the dive. He said he was going to do the double smacker, something he said he was. Man, that knee hit a double crack on that boy. It's like a movie. You know, a lot of comedy movies got the diving board scene where everybody's watching and the worst thing that can happen happens. That was my man.
My MCL.
And all I kept thinking was two things. When my man fell off, I wonder if he was like, oh, and fell. And then when you're in the water, there's a moment in there where you got to start thinking, you have to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And those same people are going to be looking at you now. So you got to get yourself together. But you do get that couple seconds when you're under the water. You're like, just me by myself. No one can see me. I'm chilling. Everything's fine.
See, I'm in my 30s now, man. I can't. Them LA Fitness playing basketball days is behind me. I realize that's why I'm playing golf.
Deal.
See, golf is a sport. You don't got to be too physical, and I can dominate. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm out here looking like LeBron James in my beginner golf class. I'm over here dominating, bro. So I'm like, all right, I could be here. My knees ain't built for, dog. I barely could carry DJ equipment right now. My knees is looking like Rick Ross at any moment, dog.
Oh yeah,
yeah. My joints is ruined. So that's why I'm on the keyboard inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not lying. I'm not playing nothing. But my diving days long behind me, bro. Yeah. I was high dive champ. I mean, super high dive. I'm getting it, diving, trying to do the no splash joint. Now, hard pressed to get me in the pool, fam. Not gonna lie.
Yo, let me ask you this: Do other producers get like the carpal tunnel wrist joints? Is that like a thing? I feel like nobody talks about that, but it's like, yo, I feel like from playing the keyboard and typing so much and looking at the computer, my wrist and fingers, it's like, I got to get it checked out, bro. And I'm like, dang, it's like producer related injuries. You don't think about that. Like, I wonder, is like A-Rap Music got sprained fingers and he got splints and stuff. Like,
that boy fingers, he got to probably sleep with a special glove on.
He got the LeBron James cryogenic chamber in his hand in there. Just like, yeah, let me get right.
Facts. My joint, it be right here sometimes. But I do exercises throughout the day. Like when I first started getting them, I was like, nah, I can't have this. This is too important. It's like a singer whose voice is going out. I'm like, nah, we can't have that. So at least twice a day, I do the wrist rotations. I do some stretching, you know, all that good stuff. I ain't with that, bro. No, sir.
Man. Yeah, keep your wrists in your fingers and stuff. You don't think about it, man, but that joint add up, bro. All these chord progressions we've been hitting for years is like, you know, them joints, them fingers be sounding like a Timbaland beatbox.
Yo, points.
Sound like a Missy Elliott.
No points. No points. It's funny because I fell asleep last night and I woke up and my wrist was like bent up. I'd be nervous about stuff. Like I wake up like, no. It's like, no, I gotta get together. I do not play with wrist injuries, hand injuries, none of that.
Yeah,
livelihood.
It's your shooting hand. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't play around with none of them types of injuries, bro. But so with the Rick Ross thing, is that is that just like is that just a famous person thing where you feel like you have to maybe constantly do impressive things in groups of people? Or do you think that's just a Ross thing?
I think it's kind of a Ross. I will say I'm impressed by Ross because he's great at leaning into a joke. Like he's cool with being like, I feel like certain people are good with being like the joke. Like Drake is cool with being laughed at. Like, and I think that's funny. Like, I think when people are cool like that, it's like a security. Like Rick Ross is like, bro, I'm rich. It ain't nothing you could tell. This man owns so much of Atlanta and property and business. Man, so what? I fell in the pool. You know what I mean? So it's like he leaning into it, which I think for him it helps his brand. You know what I mean? It's more relatable. You know, because it's like I feel like rappers get to this place where you're not relatable anymore because you're so rich and you're so out of touch with, you know, the regular world. So seeing like when Jay-Z was jumping in the pool, I think that's what that meme is so funny because it's like he's regular. You know what I mean? Like he's us. You know what I mean? So
rappers be too hard anyway, just off the rip. So seeing some type of relatability, I do feel like it brings you closer to the fans, but at the same time, they see it as like a reputation damager. I'm like, you do talk about shooting people and stuff. If you got them types of bars, I guess you can be, looking crazy. But Ross is leaning into it. He's really good at it, and I think that comes with him being older too.
Oh yeah,
because the older you get, the less things like that, those superficial things don't really matter.
Well, I almost thought the opposite, bro, because I think most older artists are scared to show personality. You know what I'm saying? To me, most older artists don't really joke and they don't show on social media. They're very like, it's still in this like artist development, like, I'm gonna do an interview and it's very like produced, to where Ross is one of the few people that's like, it's funny. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think with the jokes, maybe you're probably right with that. But in terms of like not really caring about what people think, that's all I hear older people saying, like, oh no, back in the day it was such and such, but now, man, I don't care. Kind of like a been there, done that type of attitude. I kind of realize what matters in life. But either way, Ross got it off. And you talked about Drake. Drake is good at he's good at taking a joke too. Matter of fact, he's really good at taking a joke. And that's good because he's getting a lot of jokes right now. Your man wrote a book. Did you see the book?
I didn't even see it. I thought he was dropping an album or something. And then I saw this book thing and I was like, okay, this is not what I was expecting.
Dog, there was talks about the book. So low key, it's genius, right? It's kind of it's genius because there's one sentence per page on each. And so like right. So the first page and the second page, or the right and the left, they kind of go together. So,
Oh wow, it's kind of like bars.
So that's why it's genius. I'm like, oh, it's just Instagram captions, which Drake has been giving you this whole time anyway, at least to the women. Like, half of female Instagram captions are Drake lyrics or something like that. Well, now Pound Town lyrics, but anyway. But so the boy wrote a book, one sentence per page. I was like, low key genius. But the best part about that joint is if that wasn't funny enough, there's a video of Khaled reading the book.
Oh, I need that.
Yes, you do, bro. Yes, you do. He's reading it. He's bigging them up, but he's low-key roasting them at the same time. And Khaled is just funny anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Dog. It's probably the funniest thing I saw last week. I don't believe I didn't send it to you.
And when you sold me on this Instagram captions, because that's, bro, I struggle, bro. I would post more if I didn't have to think of captions. I'll sit for 20 minutes trying to figure out the right caption and then just put 2 emojis and be like, all right. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, it's cheating. Drake quotes is like using like the Game Shark. You know what I mean? It's like you went from having 3 lives to 100 lives real quick on Instagram with that Drake. You know what I mean?
You took it back. You said Game Shark.
Bro, the Game Genie and the Game Shark, bro.
Whoa. Wow.
I've been on my retro gaming lately, dog. I've been playing a lot, bro. I played the old X-Men game the other day, the one the side scroll joint where you can only go like this. Oh my god,
fire!
Great time.
Nah, that's fire, bro.
Yeah, good time.
That's fire. Now I'm gonna go play Rampage or something after this.
Would y'all cop a book if I just did like 1 chord progression per page? It's just like you turn the page.
I'm gonna be the first to say negative, sir.
Like, yo, I wasn't expecting that C minor, dog. I thought you was gonna go to the 2. You know what I mean? But I didn't think he was gonna go there. That was a dramatic twist.
You see Tristan's chord progression book is a real page turner. It's crazy.
The irony, you know what I mean?
1 chord progression per page. I paid $256 for this book.
That's how people be selling shit, and I'd be like, how did you get away with selling that? You know what I mean?
Dog. Faxed. Look at me.
For some reason, one of my monitors went out, so I can't see.
But young Ponzu in the building. What up, Ponzu? We got Busy in the building.
Busy works. We got
Ponzu. JJ1 in the building. Yeah. You ever been punching the jejunum? Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, let
Roundhouse
me
right
see.
to the ginger.
See who else is in this chat. Yo, somebody said Martha Stewart should be an honorary member of G Unit. I don't know who said that, but for her not snitching, keeping it down, and then coming out and hooking up with Snoop, they're like, yeah, she need to be an honorary member of G Unit.
Let's see. I bet Ross gave Envy some new material. Yo.
Oh, is that still going on?
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm so out the loop.
I don't know. I hope not. I'm like, that's enough. That's enough. Somebody said, are we still talking about old school plugins from back in the day? Not at the moment, but hey, if you want to start something, you know what I'm saying? If you want to start it up.
Yeah, let us just be man, no DJ. What up, broski?
Are he in the building?
Yeah, he just dropped a mix with the Timbaland joint. Did you see that joint?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
So he does these sample transitions, right? So he had a sample where people got it from, and then it transitions into the song. And it was the crazy, bro. It was like the weirdest sample, and it's like a dude just like making these random beatbox. And then when I heard the chop, I was like, oh, I can't believe that, bro. Like it's such the most random chop. It's like Tim was just like bored and just like closed his eyes and was like, I'm gonna sample here. And it just that's what it was. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. So yeah, check it out. Check out my brother, just B Man No DJ on IG. Check out the mix.
I definitely will. I'm gonna have to hit him up for some new cologne suggestions.
Yeah, that's the real one.
Yeah, he knows. They know. Speaking of knowing, I got a question to everybody in the chat and to you. Do you judge producers based off the DAW that they use? Say you met a producer, you never heard their music, but y'all just start talking or whatever, and you ask them what DAW they use. Definitely. Are you prejudiced or do you prejudge their music? Got you. Okay.
DAWs are the music producer's zodiac signs. You could tell a lot about a person by what DAW they use. If you use automatically, because if you use Ableton, to me, you're automatically a certain type of person. You got to be you're intellectual and you like stuff kind of complicated in a way. Not a bad thing, but you like knobs and Reason to me and Ableton are like this and this, but it's like one is like people who like Chevys, and there's one, it's like people who like Teslas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People who like Reason are like Android owners. You dare to be different. You're a little intellectual, and at some level, you can't possibly care too much about what people think. Yeah. As someone who uses Ableton religiously and is on his third Android in a row, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that. So, real quick, we ain't gotta do them all. Studio One,
bro. Every time someone says Studio One, I think of older R&B. I don't know why that's what I think of, bro. If I hear Studio One, I think you're an older guy, 40s, and you make some crazy R&B chord progressions. It's got a bridge on there. It's probably 100 BPM, and you're gonna two-step to it. That's what I think of. You know what I mean? A new oldie may be in there. You know what I mean? You might do some Southern soul on your free time. That's what I think of Studio One, which is it's terrible.
Yeah, but that's
S1 is on there. S1 is like to me, I think of S1 and he's like incredible. So it's like I know that's the thing, but to me in my head, that's what it is.
Right. I talked to somebody else like a week ago. I forgot who it was, but it was somebody, and they said that they used Studio One, and I was like, really? You? Person who made whatever? Wow, you use Studio One? I think it's crazy. B-Man, you hit the nail on the head. I was going to say Bitwig. I don't know what to think. First of all, you're never going to meet a person and ask them what DAW they use, and they're going to say Bitwig. And if they do, I feel like it's the way you would meet somebody and be like, yo, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I'm a serial killer. You'll just never meet anybody that's going to even say that.
It's like,
and if you do, get out of there.
It's like when you see somebody drive them cars, them Alfa Romeros, like you look at them and like, what is that? I ain't never seen that logo before. What the heck? Who got that? Why'd you pick this?
Exactly.
That's Bitwig. It's like, yo, who thought of this?
I ain't gonna lie, using Bitwig is wild. You making wild life choices.
I'd take Reaper over. Is Reaper still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take Reaper over Bitwig. I mean, I say that, but to me, it would make more sense if someone said Reaper than Bitwig, which sounds crazy.
Yeah. Though I'm gonna try. No, I'm not. I'm lying. Let me shut up. Super cap. I was like, I'm gonna try out Bitwig. I am not gonna try out
Bro,
Bitwig.
Bitwig hype was like it's like the draft bust. It was like supposed to be the top dog of like I remember like, well, you could bounce the MIDI and the audio in the same joint, you know.
Right. Still fire. But yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, the concept of Bitwig was awesome. Just the execution and the marketing, horrible. It's just like they just didn't do it, bro. It had all the hype, and then it was like this is the Ableton killer, and then nothing.
I'll be honest with you. I thought that company died. Come to find out, they just updated they're on Bitwig 5, bro.
Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, shout out to them.
Yeah. But also, wow, I didn't know you were still alive. Not much of a compliment. I thought you'd been dead. Look at you.
He's still playing the NBA. Dang, that's crazy. He's like 40, right? Like, dang.
Like, damn. Man, I thought I could have swore I went to your funeral a few years ago. You crazy. But yeah, young Bitwig still around. But that's the only DAW at this point I would kind of harshly judge.
Yeah. Tristan says Bitwig ain't bad. It's similar to Ableton. It's not bad. And the people who made Bitwig were from Ableton, right? Well, that was like the whole thing, right? They came from
that
Ableton.
was the big, yeah.
It just, you know.
I don't know. It looks like it's a lot of good things with it, and the people that use it, they will swear up and down on a serious note, like it's the best thing since sliced bread, and it may be, but I guess I like my bread unsliced. I'm cool where I'm at, but more power to you for sure.
Man, like you think about it, like Machine, people who are on that side of it, certain personality type. It's like I'm telling you that
SP404,
bro, it's stereotypical and we're gonna just judge people. But if I say SP404, it's a certain type of person that's gonna pop up in your head immediately. And you know
definitely
they're gonna be outside making a beat making video with some nature in the background. It's gonna be a cool sample, break beat, you know what I mean?
You got holes in your jeans, your hi-hats are super duper lazy, you don't quantize.
Yeah, can't quantize. You know what I mean?
Bam. There you go.
Got some dirty Vans, probably skated through a couple times, you know what I mean? Did some kick flips in those.
Right, to break them in.
Yeah, on the way to shoot the video. But nothing wrong with that. It's cool. That's your
So my last question is, if you're somebody like me, kind of like me, and you use a little bit of everything, is that the same as a person with a personality disorder or like multiple personalities?
You're kind of like the Thanos, like you just collecting stones and you just trying to do something crazy at the end and nobody knows. Like you're in the basement building AIs and shit. So it's like you're on the Marvel villain end of, you know, the spectrum of stuff. You know what I mean? It's pretty
fair.
Cool. Yeah,
fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting question. I thought about it. I was like, yeah, do we judge people? Yeah, I think we do.
Logic, I think R&B or pop.
Oh,
it's like
all the time. You can only make R&B with Logic. If you make a hip hop with Logic.
Yeah, it's like you made a trap beat. I feel like if you make a trap beat on Logic, it's not gonna sound as good. Even though I know it's completely. I know, guys. I know that doesn't make sense, but to me, it just in my head is like, you know, man, it don't hit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Reason, I don't know, man. I know we've had our Reason jokes on here before, but now Reason is just like I don't know. It's no stigma about it anymore. Now that they kind of caught up, it's not really a stigma.
I mean, my big slight was they were just so behind. Now that they've caught up, I can't really say nothing. I'm a fair shooter, man. You know what I mean? Now I just had to turn my attention to like the NPC.
Seed staking. Seed staking. Yeah.
Gotta find a new replacement to be angry about. But Reason, the one thing I had an issue with, they addressed it. I can't say too much about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They good. I don't really have beef with anything. And I do think we're in a time where the DAW you use, it kind of don't matter anymore. It don't matter. And we're also in a time where I don't care who you are. When you listen to a beat, you can't tell me like, oh, that was made on Logic or that was made on Reason. You can't tell.
Shoot, Steve Lacy going crazy on the iPhone, on GarageBand. You know what I mean? Bro, he made so many hits off the phone. That's crazy.
Madlib using Beatmaker or whatever he's using on the iPad. Mike and Keys. First of all, some of the most underrated producers in the
Oh, it's
game, bro.
incredible.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Mike and Keys, bro.
Oh,
I
that's
got a
fire.
chance to meet them and hang out with them in Paris for like a week a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the first time I met them.
Mm-hmm.
They cool as hell, but their beats, incredible. People don't talk about them enough, but saying all that to say, they use Reason.
Oh, wow.
They use Reason and slap and got the versatility. I'm all about versatility too. If you got versatility and you slap, you good in my book. So anyway, shout out to Mike and Keys. I mean to do a Mike and Keys segment right there, but you gotta give it up when you gotta give it up. You know? Ah man. So well, off of the
What about if somebody was like, yo, I use Cubase or like
oh shit.
what's my Cool Edit Pro? What was
No. If you tell me you use Cubase, you are a 55-year-old white guy who mixes and makes music for movies and television. And you're damn good at it. You kill the game.
Oh, yeah.
But that is your Cubase. And if you use the window, you're George Lucas. You're just George Lucas.
Hans Zimmer. That's it. That's what you're trying to do.
There you go. That's what
I don't know if B's in the chat. B was using, what is it? I can't think of the name of it. It's orange and blue. And I was like arguing.
Not Audacity.
That's what it was. I'm like, Brandon, if you do not switch this DAW, and now he's Ableton, he knows Ableton better than me. Way better.
There you go. There you go. I got to rap with Brandon about little Ableton.
Y'all
stuff.
are the Ableton, like, I've lost my Ableton card. I ain't even going front, bro. It's been a minute. I've lost my card, man. I feel like I'm no longer a push boy. I might have to retire to Jersey, man. It's sad. I might return, but you know.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you see the retired push in the back chilling over there?
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Thank you for your service. Done.
You get discounts, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You get the Purple Heart. You just get to chill out on the desk with all the other old, usually the 2000. You get to chill out with all the other old stuff.
Retired. He put in his work.
Yeah. The three is officially replaced it. It's over.
Oracle, I'm telling you, Oracle got like a retirement home of like of equipment.
Yes.
I see that a little bit. It's like a whole nother room full of like a guitar center right in front of them. Is it in front of you? I don't know. I can't remember where you're at.
Well now, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you ain't been here in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in front of me. It's in front of me, man.
I said I was gonna pull up on Oracle, man, and make some beats, man. So
come on, let's go.
Y'all let us know if you want to see it, man. I'll pull up and we cook up like the old times.
No, you see, I've been cooking up lately. You've been online. I was on that joint yesterday. Killing. Your boy was killing, bro. Yeah.
The seamless beat making. It was like you nonstop. My boy
nonstop.
My boy
no metronome, nothing.
4th of July mix by Silk.
Facts. I was mad because I had to I was demoing the kit and I had to stop and talk about the kit, unlike I usually do. And I'll be mad when I gotta stop and talk. I'll be like, nah, I just want to keep the music going, but you can't really do that and not be saying stuff to people.
You gotta do it like DJ Holiday. You already know what this is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hit the switch.
Go back.
Sit on that. Go down
drums. I even took some calls, whatever, had some people in on the joint yesterday. I ain't never done that.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it was dope. I'm gonna do that more often, man. But anyway, saying all that to say, man, pull up on your boy. I'm in cook up season, bro. Cook up season.
Yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta shoot some free throws real quick and get back in the game a little bit. A little rusty.
It's all good. Tristan said, "How's the push 3?" The push 3 is dope. So much so I'm not gonna go into it right now. Maybe if we got some time at the end, because that'll be a whole thing. But for the most part, it's dope. And if you catch me doing a live, definitely ask me then, and I'm really, I really get into it. But for the sake of time, I'm gonna go to something else. But that's a good question. Bruh, Spotify. Did you hear about Spotify?
Oh, that's right. So they switching up the plans, the subscription plan. So now they're gonna offer a more expensive subscription plan with the hi-fi
Supremium. That name is terrible.
Someone in the marketing medium was like, "Yo, we about to kill him with this." All right, we can't use Ultra. We can't use You know how
It's super, but it's premium. We want them to know it's both. The main dude came in. Oh, sorry, I'm late. All right, little hanger. What we talking about? Oh, yes, Supremium or some shit like that. I'm going back home. Yeah, that's a horrible name. No,
they're like, it's Friday, we got to go home. It's a premium. It is.
It's 4:15. It got to be done by end of day on that Friday.
They're like, look, bro, this is as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah,
It's called Supremium.
Dead ass Supremium.
Supremium sounds like a '90s rapper who like was real conscious. You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's like he telling you about your life, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, 5%.
Like, bro, I don't want to hear this right now, dog. Control
right.
Bar. He picked bad beats. You know what I mean? That's what I think when I hear that name.
You can't drink around him.
Yeah, like, stop rapping in my ear, bro. We at the club. Bro, I hate those dudes, bro. Those are the most annoying people on earth, dog.
Are the club ear rappers?
Oh my god, bro. That is the most, bro. It's rare that it happens to me because I'm not in the club as much. But dog, every once in a while, you make beats. Where? Good to meet you. And you dab them up. Then it be playing. It's like Keisha Cole, Let It Go. And this nigga's over here rapping in my ear. Like, I'm like, bro, if you do not stop rapping in my ear, bro, I don't care. I can't hear this right now.
Dog, it's always the same way. It's like, oh man, sometimes they know who you are or whatever, and be like, yo, it's the tap. They tap you here. Yo, you mind if I spit something for you? That they always say that. They tap you. They say, you mind if I spit something for you? And then they just go. They don't care about your answer, if you answer or not. Yo, it happens every time within split second. Yo, you mind if I spit something for you? My rap style. You be like, oh shit.
Bro, I ain't been impressed by somebody just rapping outside since Big Sean. Since that era passed, I ain't been, that whole idea of you just coming up and rapping, bro. I don't want to hear, do not come rap to me without, I want to hear polished recorded records, multiple songwriting hooks. I don't care about no freestyle off the dome in a parking lot because it's like, bro, no, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, dog. I do appreciate some bars outside in the environment, but it gotta be rap o'clock. You did. It gotta be rap o'clock. Yeah, I'm in the club. I'm really just waiting on this Long Island, man, to be honest with you. I'm already pissed. I'm standing here, and now here you go. Tapping me. First of all, don't tap me. And now you rapping, and you not rapping good.
Oh, and don't let him have a drink, and he kind of spilling the drink a little bit.
Always, bro. Spilling and spitting.
Oh yeah, and he right here.
I'm like, whoa.
I was like, bro, leave me alone.
Whoa, moisture bars. Slow down.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't know where people got the idea of like, yo, you know what we should do? We should rap when somebody else is rapping in the club when people can't really hear, and that's going to impress them. I don't know who thought that was a good idea and how that like sneaks through, but it's a common thread that it keeps happening to me. I'm like, how does multiple people think to do this? Because I would have never in my life thought that this would be a good opportunity to showcase my music when other music is blaring loud and you can't hear nothing else.
Damn, they had a committee and they were like, man, it might not work. They're like, no, here's the key. You get close enough to where you can start seeing the ear hair. Once you see ear hair, you are close enough, and then you rap at a loud volume, louder than the person on the song, on the speakers that are very, very loud.
You battle rap him, but take down the anger slightly. You know what I mean? Just in his face down.
Facts. But anyway, Supremium. So what I'm getting is they're gonna add another tier. And I'm already on I'm on the top tier of Spotify. I have been for over 10 years.
You were the first person I ever heard of with Spotify. You were you had the overseas joint. You didn't have an American joint. That was like how early you were on that joint.
Yeah, they weren't in America yet. And I had to my homeboy we had to use somebody's credit card that had a foreign credit card to even like pay for the joint, man. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, so from what I'm gathering, they say it's going to be high fidelity. I don't quite know what that means. I didn't look into the specifics, but the first thing I thought of was, isn't that like what Tidal is known for being high fidelity? like off the rip. Like there are certain streaming platforms that I believe are high fidelity already.
Mm.
So I don't. It's kind of an admission of being a little bit lackluster. Like, oh, now we're gonna have the real good sound and shit. Like, well, what did you have before?
It's like when Netflix would be like, yo, you can have the cheap plan, but it's gonna be a 720. You know what I mean? It's still it's like, bro, if you don't give me my 1080p, I don't want to watch no pixelated. You know what I mean? Bro, I want to see the cakes being made that look like other things in 1080p, 4K even. Okay, stop sliding me. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Confused. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the details.
So the question is, should I get it?
You're probably gonna get it. If anybody would get it, it would be you that I would think of.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, dog, over 10 years I've been paying, and it might be 15, I don't know, but that long I've been paying for Spotify. I at least pay for the sign on the Spotify headquarters by myself.
You know what they should do? And here's a free marketing plan, right? Throw it out there. They should turn everybody's account to the high fidelity for like, I know bandwidth, it would probably ruin their bandwidth and all that stuff. And they had, but if you could just like give people that joint as a trial, because I'm not gonna just sign up for it. Because it's like, bro, I'm not about to just. I'm trying to cut subscriptions down. I'm tired of paying for stuff. So it's like, unless it's something that's great and it's gonna help me, I'm cool. But if they convince me, they give me the Costco sample, I might would join. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea. And Spotify just started. It just started kind of paying off for me a few years ago because they had this one thing where they offered Hulu. If you had a Spotify premium account, they're like, oh, you can sign up for Hulu for free. So I've had Hulu for free for forever because I have Spotify. So I'm like, oh, this $20 a month is now starting to pay off even more. I got Hulu. Here they come. High fidelity. I'm like, man, you high. Please. Right. No, bro. You high. I'm cool. I'm about to be like, I could just go to Tidal for all that. But I'm invested in that. I'm really invested in Spotify. You know how many playlists I got in Spotify?
Yeah, and it's not even close because even when I saw the thing about how Apple Music hasn't had a song with 1 billion streams on it, it made me realize like the market share that Apple has and then compared to the market share that Spotify owns, it's like, wow, that's crazy. Because Spotify, it happens all the time. Diplo, billion streams, Post Malone, billion streams. It happens all the time. But then if no song on Apple Music, it's like, bro, the amount of plays, the difference. And I feel like Apple Music for Apple is probably just like a loss leader. It's like, yeah, we just throwing it here just to make y'all happy. Like, we don't care. We trying to sell phones and Apple Vision contact.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's the free sample chicken at the mall. Like, we just get it. But also Spotify's talking about they'll give you something, they'll give you audiobooks or something for free. I'm like, in my mind, I have everything already that you all have to offer. I never have to pay for anything. I don't get any ads. So it's not much you can offer me. And the fact that you're trying to offer me high fidelity, I don't know. But I don't think they're offering it to me. I might not be the audience.
Ooh, okay. I have some. This is going to be an interesting one. I feel like if it's not a topic in the community, it will be. I feel like you're going to get rubbed the wrong way about this. So Splice, new AI-powered create feature helps you kickstart your track making with endless song starters. So it uses AI to comb through samples on the platform and finds a creative way to put them together. So it will help you kind of piece loops together and mash them together. So people are going to be upset about this because I feel like it's so weird how producers' minds work, bro. And this is like a low-key, a little tangent, right? But I was doing some research about a product I'm gonna release soon, and I was reading the comments, right? And the product has to do with MIDI, right? And it's so many people who comment on MIDI like this is cheating, but they will sample a Willie Hutch song that was a #1 record.
I don't know how using MIDI loops is cheating. That's crazy. Just less cheating than using samples.
I'm like, bro, it's such a weird mindset of how some people. So I know stuff like this. I feel like AI scares people. I feel like when people think something is too easy and you could drag and drop. And so how do you feel about this? Like they're using basically AI to kind of categorize rapidly search stuff and then be able to mash stuff together really quickly.
Man, I'll be honest. I don't really know. I didn't check in with myself to see how I really felt about it, but my first initial reaction is, oh, this is going to cause a firestorm of just conversation from all different angles. They're going to be this is some bullshit, it's too easy people. Then it's just going to be polarizing, loud comments from everyone. But now let me check in with myself. I mean, I guess it could be dope. I would have to see how it works. I'm all for pushing technology. The platform itself already exists. I have some problems with the platform itself.
Yeah.
But outside of that, because we're past that point, making the platform better or a little more advanced, yes. Now, also, if it makes things too easy, I'm gonna shoot them some bail. That's not a fault of Splice, and it's not a fault of the platform. It's the fault of a lazy person. If you think, however, somebody's doing something is too lazy, that person doesn't have to do that. The fact that they choose to do that, I mean, that's on them. It's not really on Splice or on the platform. So I don't know, man. I guess shout out to them for embracing technology and all the people that say it's too easy and people are making things too easy. I always go back. Electric screwdriver, microwave. As human beings, that's how we evolve. Things that were once certain level of difficulty will get easier. I mean, that's just evolution. So, you know.
So I mean, to me, okay. So I'm reading about like what it does. So Ableton Live is the only one that does it right now, but Fruity Loops is on the way, and then you can layer different parts and it will find different parts and then look at the key and it kind of bend them. I'm guessing it's pitching them and making everything fit into the same key. So you could.
That's like Serato Studio.
Kind of, yeah, but it's like you could just go through the library of Splice, I'm guessing, and then kind of just pick stuff like that. To me, I think it's cool. I think it's innovation. And is it going to be one of those things? Because sometimes I think stuff is cool, but I don't use it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 1,000,000%. I'm never using it. Yeah.
Like how I mean, this is like some productivity nerdy stuff. Me and Oracle use this thing called Notion, right? Where you keep, like a notepad, kind of everything, right? They come up with all these AI tools that are incredible. I've not used them one time. You know what I'm saying? Because for me in my workflow, it doesn't make sense. And I feel like this might be one of those things that makes sense, but I feel like marketing this for them is going to be difficult because it's a lot of old head. I don't want to say old head, but it's a lot of misled producers who are stuck in this like music is pure, but then you're literally sampling somebody else's work. And it's like that to me, there's such a weird thing of like, this is cool. You could sample somebody else's work that was proven hit, right? And you could chop it up and you could do that. But then if someone gives you a loop, that's cheating. Or if somebody gives you MIDI, you're taking the easy way out and you're not learning theory. But you could say the same thing about any form of this. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's such a weird way of like people thinking.
It comes down to whether people like you or not.
Mm-hmm.
If people don't like you, you're cheating, you're doing it wrong, whatever. If people love you and you are a hit-making wizard in their mind, oh man, that's innovative. That's great. So it's really a popularity contest because I watch people get ridiculed for one thing and then watch a total different person get praised, overly praised for the exact same thing. And the only difference is either one person is liked and one person is unliked, or one person is liked and known, the other person is unknown.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. And funny enough, most of the time, the people that most people ridicule are the people that are most like them. If that makes sense. The person that is eons away from them in terms of being relatable to them or their lifestyle, that's the person that they generally will praise for doing something very simple or something they don't like. But somebody that's like them, cheating. Cheating. Yeah.
Ryan Lab, what's good, bro?
What up with you? So moving really quick from Supremium Spotify that I don't think either one of us is really gonna buy.
The mathematics of the
SoundCloud, because that's probably where those rappers are putting their music. But let me move to SoundCloud news. So in 2022, they laid off 20% of their employees, and they're about to lay off another 8%, I believe. Yeah, they They cutting back, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how they make money. I mean, I'm sure I know ads, right? But like, I don't know anybody that pays for a SoundCloud premium. Like, what is that? I mean,
No.
people.
Well, maybe people that upload to SoundCloud
Yeah, but
pay
the
for the premium.
SoundCloud, I feel like that era is kind of past. I feel like that ain't even like the. I feel like I don't know what they could have did differently, but I feel like it's kind of like Tumblr. I feel like sometimes it's a
Hmm.
cool for the moment and then it just passes. Like it's like it was the fad, and I think people blew up off of it, and
Yeah.
now it's like they just kind. I mean, to me, it's still some great stuff on there. Like some of the best DJ mixes to me are on SoundCloud because you can't put them nowhere else. You know what I mean? Selection
Yeah.
stuff, like those remix
True.
stuff, I love. So for me, it's like I always have like a place in my heart for SoundCloud, but that business model's got to be tough, man. So I'm not surprised by them doing all these layoffs and trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really use SoundCloud, nor do I listen to SoundCloud. I use SoundCloud to put up demos for my packs, and then put the player on my product pages.
Yeah.
That's what I use SoundCloud for. The first time I got on SoundCloud, I did put a remix. I did like a Meek Mill remix
I
to the
remember.
song Levels
I remember.
years ago.
I
That's the
remember.
first thing I ever put on SoundCloud, and that's when I got my SoundCloud account, and that is the only music I've ever put on there besides demos for packs. So I don't know, but they're also supposed to be getting DMs or something too, like some type of social media aspect added to SoundCloud
Yeah.
for iOS and Android. See, I don't know that world and how much like artists and producers are connecting or talking or need to do that in that world.
It's a weird.
I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like they just hitting the NPC like a feature you don't want.
Facts. Here we go. Like, no, we do what we can do really fast, really easy. Yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, we laying off everybody. We drowning. But hey, DMs.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that female artist you always liked. It's your chance, buddy.
Shoot your shot, player. While there's still a court to shoot on.
Listen to them AI eco beats type beats and pray for the best.
Not the NDI type beats.
Bro, it's so crazy that you brought her up. I was just listening to her, weirdly enough, right before I called you for the podcast, because I was watching Little Duval and he was talking about Akinelli put in your mouth. And then she was the comment. She said, I wrote my song as like counter culture for that song. And I forgot that that's what that song was about. She sampled that song to be like the positive version because that song was a wild song. That was a wild. I mean, it's normal for these times, but
I can only hear the song "Put It in Your Mouth" anytime her song came on. Like I just totally did not hear her talk about the crystals or none of that. I'm just
not the Amber White.
None of that. None of that. I know
Mercury about Amber White.
It's probably a retrograde and all that, but yo, come on, man. Akinelli, that's the joint, man.
Yeah, go this song.
Also, she's on she's trending on Twitter right now because she made some type of comment about Janelle Monáe and Meg the Stallion bringing out Twitters at Essence Fest.
Oh, twerkers. You said Twitter, so I was like, bring out Twitters.
Bringing out twerkers.
She on stage like
bringing out Twitter.
Light these up. I'm about to light.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna stay out of grown folk business, grown women business for real, and it really ain't got it's. I saw it and I'm like, I'm not reading into this. This has nothing to do with me. So, yeah, I'm gonna let those ladies do what they do, bro.
She seems like in that group of people that just seems kind of difficult. It's like you just always hear stories about them not being bad. Like I've never heard nothing bad. It's just like I don't want to say difficult, but just always like got an opinion on.
Always a opinion or a problem.
Yeah, it's like a contrarian. Is that the word that I'm looking for? It's like
no, that's a good that's a good word right there. Yeah, contrarian. Yeah, just something. It's always going
you throw a big word out there and you just hoping like, all right, don't make me look stupid out here, Brain. Come on.
No need to anthropomorphize AI, guys.
The premium ultra microscopic silicon volcano coasis.
Supremia. So hey, anyway. I would say RIP SoundCloud. I'll just go ahead and throw it out there. But
it's not looking good.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure out. I mean, I guess it's more difficult, but like, what is the monetization? Like, if you help artists make more money, then I feel like you could just take a piece of that. That's what a lot of these companies do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it kind of changes the business model, and but I feel like it's something they could do. Is it like more of a Patreon model within in SoundCloud rather than the DMs? I would prefer that. Like,
Yeah, I don't even know what they've tried to do already. That's
that's
how
true.
much
That's true.
I don't know about
That's very true.
SoundCloud. Yeah, so they may have tried some of these things, or they may have just been so far along with the current whatever the business model was. It's hard to switch without having everybody be pissed off. I don't know.
Is it? Do people still do like pirate radio? Like, is it like a popping radio thing where it's like you could hear like all the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
What you mean, like just DJs just going in playing whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because the issue with like all these platforms is like with these remixes and being a DJ and a remixer is that the copyright system, right? And it's like SoundCloud is kind of a way around it, but it's still super strict. You can't put the names, which makes it difficult. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know selection kind of is like that. Like they curate a lot of those songs, but is it like more of these kind of like we're gonna take the stuff that is like illegal to put on here? You can't really hear this stuff, and we're gonna bring it to the masses on some kind of pirate radio type joint. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I'd like to know. I'm gonna look into that.
Pirate radio be the joint back in the day.
No, what? Oh man.
I feel like at one point in my life I tried to set up a radio station and I was like messing with servers and trying to figure it out and trying to do some internet radio thing, and
I've definitely done it.
Yeah, and back then it was like difficult, bro. You had to be like a coder, bro, to do all that kind of stuff. So it's like,
Then I realized I'm like, I will be solely responsible for the content of this. And at that early time, first of all, the word content wasn't even like
it's crazy.
It was so long ago. I'm like, I'm the only person I'm like, I gotta build this joint and do all that. Yeah, I'm kind of cool.
Bro, I realized I have a issue that I'll be on something, but I do it too early. Like, bro, when I started making beats, I used to stream on Justin TV making beats, which is Twitch now. So before it was acquired and turned into Twitch, I used to be streaming every day on Justin TV making beats. And that's like, it's so weird in vlogging. That's what I would make videos of me. Bro, I found a vlog and it's like me working with DTP had just signed these artists named TK and Cash. And it was like my first placement, bro. Like, it was like one of my very first placements when I moved to Atlanta. I had just got paid. Bro, it's like such a great vlog, bro, of like that, me in LA working. Bro, the quality is horrible though. Like the quality on the joints. Bro, that joint is at 315. It ain't even 320 or whatever it is.
Do what a producer with a bad mix would do. Call it lo-fi.
Just say that's the aesthetic, you know what I mean? Okay, I got you.
That's how it's supposed to be. Speaking of bad mixes, the producer challenge for the week. So I was watching something and I'm thinking, and I'm like, a lot of mixing. No, is what made me think of Mike and Keys. I saw them doing an interview with somebody, and they were talking about how they don't do a lot of stuff to their songs. And I'm like, exactly. Good mixing, and I'll say gain staging, proper gain staging. If you have the right, not good mixing, good sounds. If you have the proper sounds and the proper gain staging, that's 80% of your mix.
And the
right there.
Yeah.
And the frequency
have in there.
Where stuff sits in the frequency spectrum. You're absolutely right. But I feel like even before mixing the beat is a thought, I feel like as producers now, we just go straight into all these complicated plugins and you throwing all this stuff on it. And this is not even mixed. This is going along the way. Or even if they're like, all right, I'm gonna mix this song, the first thing people just, let me get the waves, this and the UAD, that, and they just start throwing stuff on there. So the producer challenge that I would like to issue this week is to mix a beat, mix one of your beats without using any plugins. I'll say EQ. Okay, EQ. But that's the only plugin you could use. No compression, no fancy tape, no Stressinator 8000, none of that.
No gross beat?
No. no growth unless it's part of the beat.
Right.
Yeah, but like in terms of like effects and all of that stuff, don't do that and see how good you can get your mix.
Wait,
Because
no RC
really,
color? Wait,
no.
how will I get the vintage tape sound? No.
Because I remember like I would make beats back in the 2000 days, and even shortly after when I was in the computer, people are like, yo, your mixes are great. I would always get complimented on the mixes of my beats, and they're like, yo, what do you use? What do you do it?
You like nothing.
Nothing, fam.
I would get so mad. I'm like, yo.
I do
Thanks, bro.
zero. Just gain station, turning stuff up and turning stuff down. But then I realized it was the sounds.
You picking
It's
good source material.
Yeah. The source material was right. And it just sat right with the mix. And it wasn't even like a complicated gain staging process. Every time I did something, I'm like kick, snare here, hat here, such and such here, always came out right. Even when I switched to like Reaper and all of that stuff. And still to this day, I don't use a lot of plugins. I don't even use VST instruments a lot anymore. No, it's mostly just samples.
It's weird how you go from like, it's like a point of production where it's like you don't really know what you're doing, and it's like, so you don't really have plugins. Then it's like you hoard plugins, and it's like you go through this phase where it's like I have to have every plugin. I need it, and then it's like you get into this minimalist thing where it's like, yeah, I just need like 4 plugins and some drums, and I'm good, bro. Like that's how I am, bro. It's like I got my couple plugins, couple EQs, and a couple little preset joints I use here and there, but it's like basic stuff, bro. Like I'm not doing nothing, but it's like I don't need all that stuff anymore. It's like, every once in a while I'll explore and trying to find new stuff that's like cool, you know what I mean? So you still got to do that, but like, it's like you see artists and it's like their paintings went from this complicated thing and then it's like 3 lines. And you're like, I see the maturity here. You know what I mean? The growth. I see.
Facts. But yeah, I feel like you sometimes, because as producers, we go for that moment, where everything just, that moment with stuff clicks and you're like, oh, this is crazy right here. I feel like the more you do and the more you throw in, the harder it is to get to that moment. You push yourself further and further away because you put in more variables of things to not sound right or for you to not really be using things right. Bro, I'm telling you. So the producer challenge this week, mix a beat or several beats. And try to do only gain staging if you can. You might have to do a filter, just to get some stuff lined up with frequencies, but that's it. And then see how good your mix will come out. And I just think it's a good exercise. Any exercise in minimalism is an exercise to strengthen creativity. So I just think that'll be a good challenge for the week.
Facts.
Yeah.
Also, you got a new pack coming out.
I do. Man, I am pumped. For those of you that saw me demoing it yesterday or a couple times I've been live, I'm super excited about this drum kit. Now, what's so big about the drum kit? I've done plenty of drum kits before. Yes, I have. But this is the first time I'm releasing a regular version of it, and I'm releasing a Ableton edition of it. It's really dope. It's a boom bap kit. It's called Golden Era Drums, 235 drums total. And it also comes with MIDI patterns, MIDI drum patterns. You got to check that out. So, and the way the Ableton rack works, 3 sections, there's a preset section. It comes with presets. So far, I got like 36 presets in there. You just click on them and it just changes to a whole different drum kit. You got the section with the knobs, the macro knobs. You can select the individual sounds, kick, snare, whatever, just change the sounds. The bottom set of 8 knobs, you can mix the sounds. And it's 4 specialty knobs on there. And remember, I did the post. I was like, what should I do with these last 2 macro knobs? One is velocity.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really good, especially with the MIDI patterns that I got with them, because a lot of them are based off of like classic breakbeats. And breakbeats are very dynamic in terms of velocity, especially with the hi-hats. So it's very true in nature to that. So having a velocity range is good. And of course, we like full velocity as producers too. And the last knob is a drive knob. And I really went all out to do this thing where you get this incredible drive and distortion when you turn it up with little to no volume change. That was the tough part. So It's dope. The last two specialty knobs, it has a hi-hat doubler. So you hit a hi-hat, it's just regular. But if you turn on the doubler, it gives it like a pseudo echo. So it makes your hi-hat pattern now sound like a loop. And there's a hi-hat delay joint. You can scoot your hi-hat back however many milliseconds you want, because boom bap, that lazy hi-hat makes the bounce. And it comes with 20 hi-hat loops built into it, and they'll tempo sync to your project. It's a lot going on.
Right. But it's good.
It's a lot going on.
It's like,
yeah, it's very in-depth. I had to do a user manual today for it.
It's like when you get those tool sets and it's got like everything. It's like, oh, I get a drill and I can
Right.
the detachable light too. Okay.
Yeah, so it was coming out Friday. It's between Friday and Tuesday. I'm being on my artsy shit with this. Like, it'll come out when it's ready.
I'm sensitive about my shit.
Right. But it won't be after Tuesday. I'm not waiting that long. No. But you know what I used to help me do a lot of the copy and even the manual today? I used the producer AI playbook, bro.
Sure.
No, we killed it with that. I'm not gonna lie, we killed it.
I'm about to use the same thing. I got a pack that's about to drop, so I gotta go through the same process, man. So, if you guys want all the tools that we use ChatGPT to kind of as an assistant, almost like a virtual assistant, but much cheaper, much more effective, and I mean, having virtual assistants is great, but like it's a skill to learn how to deal with virtual assistants, right? You got to learn how to manage and do all this. With ChatGPT, you sign in, you put in the prompts that we give you, copy and paste, and you can do all kinds of things from social media to selling sample packs. You could use it for a variation, selling beats. You could use
negotiations.
Negotiations.
How to use your DAW. It teaches you how to do anything in your DAW.
Music theory, learning like chords and different progressions in a kind of game way that makes it more fun. So we thought of all kinds of ways and how we use it daily to kind of make money and be profitable with it. So we put that together in the book, in the course, so go check it out. The Producer AI Playbook. It's got some good stuff in there, man. I'm excited about it.
Man, yes, indeed. I'm hype. I'm hype about it. And I think that is all. We managed to cover everything. Not gonna say it much longer. I gotta actually dip up off of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it.